first video of 2019. Today is February 3rd, 2019, and we're going to take a look at the succulents and cacti in my collection. It's going to be just highlights. I don't think I have enough time to do a full, complete update. So, oh, and also I'm going to try to talk about some of the changes that's different this year. Namely all the new lights, fixtures and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to start off first with this one. I believe someone has identified this as the Sedum Madhavi. I brought it up here away from all the other succulents because I want to get a good light up here. Good natural light to show off some of these blooms that are just starting to come in. It's not the most amazing set of blooms this year, but I still like them. And I'm keeping on the edge of the table here so I can hang down. Look really pretty, but a good specimen size so far. It hasn't gotten any of the colors that has showed off in the previous years because it's been grown under lights, and the particular lights that I have it under produce a little bit of heat. So I think with more cooler temperature, it produces these shades of pink and red a little bit better, but it's kept under those lights, so it didn't show off as well this year. Alright, so let's go down to the basement for the rest of the succulents are. As far as changes in the grow space, the only thing that's really changed is the light fixture. This is one of them. This is the Viper 2P model, I believe. It replaces the previous unit that's in here, that's the Viper X. The output of this one is roughly about the same as two of those units, the X, or if not a little bit more, but it consumes about the same amount of energy, so it's much more efficient. And that's really about the Phalaenopsis and orchids, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. I also have another over here. This is an old unit. It's not even close to efficient as the fluent light fixtures, but I'm waiting for a warranty service on one of the units that's going to go up here. As soon as that's taken care of, this is going to go down, and the fluence LEDs are going to come up. There are a few succulents in here, but most of them are just kind of like propagations. There's nothing really here to talk about, but as soon as I get the fluence up, I think I'm going to add more succulents on this side. But alright, so moving on to the main feature. These are the grow shelves that should be pretty familiar from the previous videos. Nothing as much changed in here. These are moonstones, the variegated form that are being propagated, because if you recall from my previous update, they were rotted, so I quickly grabbed the leaves and try to propagate them, and they're taking, although I can't say that, I don't know if the variations is going to show up on these propagated leaves, not sure, but I hope they do, because the moonstone were not that cheap. Just some more propagated plants. Oh, this one's new. This is, I forget the name of it, but I'll put it on the screen, of course. They produce these tendrils that are curly. It's really, really cool. It's a bulbous plant too. So that one is fairly recent. And down here, my smaller succulents that I potted up into ceramic pots. Mostly are mesomps or lithops. They're doing alright. One of them died. This is the one I started from seed, Orthia Chhankata. sub-album. I'm not sure if it's totally dead yet. I might be, I don't know, spreading new leaves or something, but I don't know. It kind of looks like it's dead. Zoom in so you can see better. Yeah. Next to that is one other ones that are propagated from seed. Lapidaria, looking not so great. That's the Lithob rubra optica, looking okay, really small. This one is labeled or shipped to me as a Conophytum bilobum, but I don't think that's what it is, because bilobum is supposed to have like bilobes. Clearly they're not there, so it might be something else. But this one was also started from seed, so whatever it is, I'll take it. So, Rose of Texas, Lithops, Variegated or something. Anyways, looking like it's dying, so that's pretty sad. This one is Sedum Hernandez or something. It's doing really well. I've lost a lot of seedlings, but this one remains, so that's good. Recently, there's a lot of things that have been moved up into larger pot size. That's pretty much what I've done in the past lately. Oh, look at that one. Variegated is putting out new leaves. That looks really cool. That one, I forgot the name of that one, but also going to be on the screen there. But it looked like there was some dieback, and now there's like 3 growing tips. So they look kind of cool together like that. Check that one out. I think this is, what is it called? Aeonium sedifluorum or something? Also, name on the screen. They got these tiny little leaves. See, there are some diebacks right in the center there, but I think it's, this one is a variegated form, so in that particular area there was no chlorophyll, so I think there's some dieback there, but the rest of them looks pretty good. And next to it, this one is so cool. It's the Crassula Moonglow, but it's variegated, and it's doing really, really well. Sporting out couple new leaves there. This one is Sedum Hernandez, doing fantastic. Echeveria monoceratus, that's variegated. I finally found seeing some variegated leaves. It took it quite a while, but glad it's there. That one's a special one. That's the this is Cotyledon obriculata. That's variegated. It was on my wish list forever. I finally took the guts to buy it because it's so cost prohibitive, but it's doing really well. I'm a little nervous at how yellow the new leaves are coming out, but I see tinges of green, so I'm kind of hopeful that it remains this way. Every time we get a variegated form of anything, I'm always a little nervous that it might die out because it's lost a lot of chlorophyll. But this one seems to be okay. So, that's Echeveria Lovely Rose growing nuts. So, probably thinking about moving up to another pot size very, very soon. And down this tier is just random bigger plants. Euphorbia lactea, it's a variegated form. I forgot what the name of that one, but that was gifted to me from a friend in California. It's doing so well. I've upgraded the pot size maybe 3 times since last year, so it's growing really, really well here. And that is a basil. That's just a volunteer plant. This one's a free gift. I believe this one is a Euphorbia trigona. I'm not really sure on that. It came as a free gift, and then they didn't label it. Also, same issue here. Don't know what it's called, but I went ahead and planted it. It's doing really well. That's Opuntia Joseph's coat or something. It's also doing well, and that's my golden barrel cactus. this side, it's medium sized plants. That is Crassula Ovata, the variegated one. It's some of the leaves has some scarring on it, and I didn't know what that was, but I'm thinking now it might be spider mites, because it doesn't show like some of the pitting issues that I would normally see for spider mite damage. But for a long time I just assumed there were just like heat damage or cold damage or whatever, but it's looking like it might be some spider mites, since I have that problems. I've seen it on other plants as well. So I'm going to spray it down as soon as this video is done, and then see if that will help it out, because otherwise it's doing well. It's growing bigger. And next to that is my bear paw, and it's in flower. I did not realize that they flowered this size, but yay. The blooms are not very fresh right now, but I have taken some videos earlier, and they look really cute. But yeah, a lot of people ask me how I grow this one. I don't really have anything to contribute as far as culture is concerned. I don't do anything special with this one. It just does really well. I just water it every now and then when I remember it. So it doesn't even have it on a watering schedule or anything like that, and I barely fertilize it. It's doing really, really well. I live in USDA zone 8-ish, 8 or 7, something like that. So whatever you extrapolate that out to be as far as temperature and weather conditions is concerned. But in the winter I keep it here under the lights. Speaking of things in bloom, that's a Marmolaria. It's also in bloom. It's been in bloom for a while, and has a little round of pink blossoms. It's really cool. Totally unexpected. That one, what is it? Pacuvaria Jocelyn's Joy. It's becoming more and more like a tree, which is really cool. Back there is my Echeveria Black Prince that died and then got leaf propagated, and that's one of the babies. So I'm keeping that one. Also a volunteer cactus that, or not cactus, basil that got some cold damage. More in this one is variegated Aloe Nobilis. For some reason on this side it keeps the leaves keeps turning brown and dying off. I don't know, it's just this side. Everything else looks okay. So that's a weird one. I don't know it doesn't look like it has any parasites or insects that cause damage to it. It's just like dries up and turns brown, and then, so that portion of the plant just like missing leaves. So I don't know what that's about. Domino cactus looking good. I hope it blooms soon, because this one always makes a huge, beautiful flower that's much bigger than the actual plant itself. That one, I don't know, I forgot the name of that one, but that one has grown a lot bigger than in the previous updates, and so it should be repotted into a bigger pot now, I think. So it looks like a little tree. So it's looking good. Oh, the name is on the pot right here. Oh, Enargonth something. This looks like a bunch of mesons that are growing on a tree. I really like it. I think it's the coolest thing ever. Okay, up here in my square Ikea pots, also nothing much going on here to talk about. Oh, that one I think has, yeah, it looks like spider mites. Also going to be spraying that down soon too. Oh, that's a new one. Aloe Vera, or however you say that. It's an eBay purchase. I've been wanting this for a while, and I finally saw it up for sale, so I bought it. This one is Crassula Red Jersey. It kind of looks the same as the Crassula Ovata with these scar tissue, and then the leaf just kind of falls off. I think a spider might issue too. So also going to be spraying that down as soon as the video's done. Oh, bear paw, variegated. It has like you see. It's. I don't think this this pot is no longer big enough for it. It's just grown so massively. Again, I don't really do anything special. It just favors this environment or whatever culture that I am not even trying to do. So yeah, it's doing really well. Ooh, that one right there, Tycoleton or something. It's doing really well. Moonstone, non-variegated form. It's growing pretty massively. This one was a freebie from eBay seller, and don't know what it is. But it's growing massive as well. Adromyscus hemiphoricus, doing also well, growing a whole bunch of leaves. Caradopsis purpurea, also need to think about repotting this to another, a bigger pot. So there's a lot of things that need to be repotted to a bigger size. Sedum robotinctum aurora. It's growing pretty massively. It's migrating to another pot. And some sort of peperomiotes or something in the back there. It is flowering. I hope the camera can see there. Or get in focus, hopefully. No? Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's a flower stalk. Didn't look very pretty, but it's doing its thing. Yeah, that one needs to be repotted. As you can see, it's totally occluded the pot, so it's very difficult to water it. The camera here is showing everything with a blue tinge, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to correct that when I'm editing this video. Oh, Mammillaria plumosa. It's in bloom. It was in bloom, or still in bloom, but yeah, it was in bloom for almost 2 months now, and there was a ring of these tiny little flowers on the top there, so that was pretty cute. This is, what's it called? Graptopetalum tituban variegated. This branch suddenly dried up for some reason. Don't know. Anyways, they think about repotting that to a bigger size too. This is one of the propagated variegated moonstone. It's showing some faintness of variegation, but I don't know if I can show that on camera. It's very hard to even see just from viewing it directly, but that's the only one that seems to have taken the variegation from leaf cuttings. So at least I have something. I was kind of sad when it died, but I'm glad to have at least something from the leaves cutting or propagation. It's another Adromyscus, I think. Is that right? Cristatus. Yeah, it's doing well. That's about it. That's another Tycoleton. I have tried to. I'm not the best grower of Crassulas for some reason. Everything I buy usually dies. This is Crassula elegans, or no, Deceptor, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it does that thing where slowly it dies off, and I'm not watering that much. The soil, it's kind of damp on here, but for the most part it's pretty dry, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong. It's the same store in this one over here. This is what's left of it. I forgot what the name of it is, but it's another Crassula. Anyways, I was really hoping to get this one in my collection, but looks like it might not happen for me. This is why I really want the Crassula Buddha temple, but just from these experience, I don't think I'm gonna get it, just because I don't know how to grow them or keep them from like dying. Alright, and this is in the bigger grow space. I have moved the two Viper X unit out here and onto this table where I keep all my Neos. They're not in the video right now because they're being watered, so more on that later or in a separate video. But the one behind there, that one, that is a Viper X Plus or whatever. So as far as output is concerned, this one is a little bit more than this one. So I have been using that to grow or put them over plants that are, I guess, my edible stuff mostly. So I guess I assume they would need a little more light than the orchids. But yeah, this is new fixtures, or they're not new, they're just being used differently. The last section I wanted to talk about as far as succulents are these. These are my lower light Haworthias. Some of them are not Haworthias, but they can get away with a little less light. And it's not to say that they can't handle a lot of light, as some of the other succulents, but I've kept them here along the wall because they have a little bit less light, less direct sunlight, or not sunlight, grow light. So I'm just going to go through them real quick. These were recently repotted. Orthia Chhankata. It has a clonal name of M because of the leaf shape. It's doing really well. There's an offset that's happening on this here over here that's being partially buried. So might consider cutting that off and propagating it. I think there's another one here that's growing in between these two leaves. But yeah, it's doing really well. Really cool shape. Oh darn. Forgot the name of this. Oh, Orthia Chhankata. Has not produced any red color as I remembered it, but it's, as you can see, it's been putting out offsets like crazy, and all of my Crassulas are blooming non-stop. I haven't seen it not in bloom, and I keep wanting to cut them off just to reserve some energy for like new growths or whatever, but it just keeps on blooming. Don't know why. Oh, that is a Gasteria Crassula that's variegated. The variegation is not that strong, but I'm hoping the new offsets are going to start producing more and more streaks. This one, I think if I grow it right, I think the leaf should be shorter and more stout, and that's cuter. But it's been the leaves are a little bit long, or maybe I need to give them more light. I don't know. That's an aloe. Forgot the name of this. This is the original plant. One of the babies is doing better, or the offset is doing better. That one, as you can see, it's variegated. The name of it will be on the screen for you if you are interested in getting one. But yeah, that's the original one that I have. This is a Orthia Chhankata, another form of it, I guess. I don't know. It's been growing bigger and bigger with each new leaves, and each new leaf takes forever to grow. So yeah, it's still cool. My first Chhankata. This is Orthia Tribneriana. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. Yeah, as you can see, this one is also in flower. It's a variegated one. It has exploded as soon as I placed it in this much bigger pot than it was previously. This is supposed to be an aloe vera, but just looking at the form, it doesn't look like any aloe vera I've seen, but this is grown from seed, so maybe I'll take on that form later on. But yeah, that's an aloe vera. This is Orthia Springbok-Lavensensis. Sorry about the name. Yeah, also this one was also in flower, but I cut the flower, the inflorescence off yesterday, just so it can develop more leaves, bigger form. I love this one, surprisingly. This one is pretty cheap to get from this eBay seller that I've been getting a lot of Orthias from. But I love how shiny the leaves are and how full it is. That one is Orthia Magnifica. It's variegated. Obviously it's variegated form, and it's putting out new offset as well. That's also variegated. This one is a cool one. This is a oh man, I do not remember the name of it, but it's maybe it's another Chhankata too. But as you see, the leaf arrangement is in a circle. Yeah, so it's really cool. It has really cool markings on each of the windows. This is Orthia tessellata, or I think it's tessellata. Not sure, but it's doing well. Orthia cooperi, one of the two that I have. I've gotten a lot of offsets from this, and I've been giving it out to coworkers and friends. But lately, it hasn't put out any new offsets. But it has been adding a lot of new leaves. This is just really cool because it's very round right now, and I love when I take a picture of it. It's on the side like this, just to showcase the clear windows on the top there. It's better if it's wet, especially that one. Unknown species of Orthia. I got this as a free gift. It's also doing well. This one is a Symbiformis, supposed to be yellow, but I don't think it's cold enough for it to turn yellow. Rutessa, I believe. This is the original plant that I have. Now it's grown massive in this bigger pot. And this one is another Rutessa. I don't remember this one. I don't think that might. I'm not sure if that one is not a Rutessa or something. I don't know. Forgot. But this one is labeled as Rutessa on the tag there. Sorry, I forget. So many. Oh, recent acquisition, and I'll end the video here because my camera is burning up. Two Orthia, very different. But this one is a variegated form. Maybe limifolium, I'm not sure. But right now, because the weather is so cold, it has taken on this very bronzy color. So it's a really nice color. The last one is probably the crown jewel of my Orthia collection, or succulents overall. This is a Chhankata, I believe, and it's wildly variegated. This one I had to think about for a while if I wanted to get it, because it's not the cheapest thing in the world. But these Japanese or Korean varieties, they're very difficult to get here in the US. And this one was imported through a seller on eBay. Oh, not eBay, but Etsy. But yeah, I really love this one. Alright, so I think I'm gonna end the video here with that. Hopefully that was a coherent update. I think I need a little bit more coffee. But yeah, I'll end the video here. Thank you for tuning in as always. Up next is probably going to be about the orchids, and then probably about the neos as soon as I finish watering all of them. Alright, so bye for now.